Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Luana and I've been working as a psychic medium since 2019, and on this channel I talk about all things spirituality, twin flames, soulmates, energy healing, manifestation, and basically any spiritual topic that I'm interested in. Today I thought I would sit down and do a collective reading / energy activation for whatever just wants to come through. So trust that if you found this video, that there is a healing frequency in here for you. And of course, before we begin, feel free to set a personal intention. If you've been wondering about something or wanting to make a shift in your life, just bring that to mind, set the intention, and just let that energy be sent out. I believe that every single channeled message that I post and every video that I make is a co-creation, and so even you watching this after it's been posted, you are contributing your energy to it. So we're going to start with one of my oracle decks, the Enchanted Map oracle cards, and this is one of the first decks that I actually ever got and started using. So let's see what comes out. Okay, so the first thing I'm immediately being shown by Spirit is there's a sense of something old dying in a good way. Like, it feels like a cycle that you've been in is coming to an end, and old things are in the process of dying right now. And that's a little bit like of a morbid word to use, right? But I almost feel like they're showing me this oak tree, like this great old oak tree, withering away, dying, reaching its maximum lifespan. I don't know if trees have a maximum lifespan, but it's just this idea that something is old, something is dying, and something new is taking its place. The first card that we have come out is Wizard of Awareness, and it says, "Your soul knows best, be still and observe." Mindfulness is about being observant and remaining neutral about what goes on in the world around you and within you as well. If you're struggling inside of yourself, stepping into an observer position gives you a new powerful perspective that neutralizes any discomfort or overexcitement. You have the capacity to see things clearly now, unencumbered by opinion or desire. It's interesting because they're highlighting the word desire here. So you might be someone who has recently actually been going through a death of old desires that you had. Like, you might have had a lot of desires that were rooted in an old identity or in your ego, and it's almost like it's interesting because I'm also seeing this image of like a door opening. You're walking into a new beginning, but there are things that are falling away that were of an old timeline. So it's interesting because I'm also seeing a chain, which is my symbol for attachment. And it's interesting because it almost feels like there are parts of you that are still attached to old desires and old dreams. And there's this fear that you're going through right now that you're going to lose those things as you step into this new beginning. But Spirit is giving this confirmation, whatever this is, if it's a job, if it's a relationship, a circumstance, a business in your life, people, places, things, friendships, letting go of these old things is in alignment for you. And that's the message that Spirit wants to give. This is like a confirmation message. Spirit is saying that these things are in alignment to be released, but where you're almost having a bit of a crisis is that these things gave you stability, they give you a sense of purpose and identity, but it's so important that you let go of these old things at this point in time because they're tied to an older timeline. And whatever those things, people, relationships, situations, jobs, whatever it is for you specifically, because it's going to be different for everyone, whatever that was giving you is going to be replaced by something bigger and better in this new timeline. But it's almost this like awkward transition where there is an overlap between. It's interesting because it's almost like you are experiencing the old timeline while the new timeline is manifesting right now. I'm also hearing new relationship. This could be a relationship to a place, new connections forming in general that are building a sense of stability for you. That can also be a new relationship to something that you've already had, like a business, a career. There's just a sense of newness and freshness, and what Spirit is saying is it's so important to really be aware of where you're tempted to go back into those old things. All right, it's interesting because I'm feeling really drawn to switch to one of my other decks, which is the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. So I feel like for some of you, this is gonna have to do with career. This is gonna tie into career, not like completely be about career, because to be honest, like I feel like this has to do with everything in your life, but I feel like this is going to bleed over to your job, your business, your purpose. Also, this is a beautiful deck by Taylor Eaton, and she is really, I mean, she channels so many wealth messages, abundance messages, which is so relevant to anyone who's on a spiritual journey, because we are almost stepping into a new paradigm of like, you know, releasing the overworking, releasing the hustle culture. And if you are specifically, and this applies to men too, but really specifically women as well. Oh, that's so funny. The card just came out. But it's like about releasing that old hustle culture, releasing like overdoing, doing too much. And this is also a message that's been coming through in my Violet Flame healing community. Is a message just came through last week about releasing the hyper masculine independent energy, releasing the hustle culture, and stepping into more easeful energy, which is what I find that this deck really resonates with in terms of energy. So the card that came out is Leader. Okay, and now my guides are wanting me to mention twin flame journey, twin flame energy, soulmates, is because I feel that many of you watching this are going to identify with being on a twin flame journey. And basically what that means, in essence, because a twin flame is just a label, is that you have connected with a member of your soul family with whom you have a significant soul contract. They're in your life to awaken you, to trigger you, to get you on the right path. And so that's going to apply differently to everyone, but we're just going to use that as, you know, the twin flame journey. So let's read this card. This says, the leader, shift your focus and direct the flow of abundance. And I'm hearing my guides say this applies to love. This applies to money. This applies to connection. I'm getting the word connection again. So I feel like connection, connecting to others, releasing isolation, stepping into community is a huge thing. And that's so funny this message is coming out because I had just kind of read my twin flame community like a few weeks ago. And if you want to join, the link will be in the description, but we do an energy healing session every single Wednesday. And all you have to do is to give your consent and you'll receive the energy healing. So if you want to join, link is in the description, but let's read the card now. The leader is in command of the prosperity in her life. She has a clear vision for what she wants to accomplish and directs her money accordingly. And my guides are stepping in and saying this applies to your emotional energy. Okay, so they're giving me this image of a slot machine. I want you to think of your relationships in this analogy slash metaphor as a slot machine. Like you put a coin in the slot machine and it gives you something back. Like there's a give and then there's a receiving, right? Like when you pour energy into something, you will get energy back out. What my guides are saying, this is very interesting, is you have autonomy over where you give your energy now, over what you put your energy into. And it's not even a case of like, can I manifest this abundance in terms of money or love or friendship or connection? It's just a matter of you're taking the steps towards it, and there will be that reciprocal energy. So you probably are someone who in your past, when it comes to abundance in all forms, because it doesn't just apply to money, like it's an energy, right? So it ripples to every single area of our life. You've experienced scarcity. So scarcity in the emotional give and take of your past relationships, in your career, in money, in abundance in general, in your connections. Connection is like coming up again and again. I know this is also a theme that I've been working on, connecting more with friends and family as well. But there's almost this feeling of you shifting out of this old mindset where you would give and give and give, or not give at all, and then you would just never get anything back, or what you got back wasn't satisfying. And honestly, this probably begins in childhood somewhere. We develop scarcity from our childhood, right? Of not getting our emotional needs met or physical needs met or whatever it is. And they're showing me this image of coins all around. And so coins can apply to money, but it can also apply to abundance in general. This is for you. You actually have an abundance right now. Like you're in a very abundant energy because you are someone who's so spiritually awake, so spiritually tapped in. My guides are showing me this image of your crown chakra being wide open and just this golden energy, and also these coins. They keep showing me coins. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to resonate with like material abundance. What you have, your assets, your raw financial power of creation, right? You have more of an abundance now. And for some of you, you might be getting tripped up on, okay, what I'm hearing also is, that's just dropped in, is for some of you, like a new relationship or new union that's been manifesting. I know a lot of my clients and a lot of people in my community have recently harmonized with their twin flame or gone through a lot of breakthroughs, and I'm so proud of all of you for that. But it's like, when you receive that, like, you're not fully used to it, right? Like, it's almost like you are mentally used to there being nothing. And so when you have something, you're almost like worried about it. You're almost like, oh, I don't know if it's going to go away, or you're afraid to receive from that person because you're afraid they're going to go away. You're afraid that you're going to lose that. And this is a message of really, really healing your inner child, because you are, in terms of your current reality, you're in a whole different place. But mentally, what is preventing you from really taking this next step forward? And because I feel like you have things that are manifested, but there is more that is manifesting in. And for those of you who this is really applying to a union that you've just manifested, or recommunication that you've just received from a twin flame or a soulmate or whoever significant is in your life, like, there's this fear that you're going to lose it, that it's not going to keep growing and getting better. But what your guides are saying is, your guides, I mean, that just slipped out. So it's, yeah, your guides are here as well. But it's this need to actually test the waters of your new reality. So you have all these things that have manifested. You have all this new abundance. You need to now take the steps that will require you to lean on that. So, for example, like, if you have just manifested a union or communication, you have some kind of like good thing going on, you need to let yourself lean into that, trust that person, open up to that. You know, if you've just had a big increase in your finances, in your career, in your business, lean on that. Indulge in something that feels good to you. I'm not saying like go spend all your money or make huge investments that are irresponsible, but, you know, take an action that would affirm the identity of someone who knows that this is their reality now, that they're not going to lose it. There's just this energy of, I'm afraid I'm going to lose it. And actually what I'm hearing is, like, for at least 70% of you, that's dig a little bit deeper, because chances are, if you're watching this video and if you're listening to this part of the video, you've been watching the video, so obviously it's resonating with you. There's something that your subconscious mind is aware that is resonating, right? Otherwise you wouldn't still be watching the video, right? Like, you're here for a reason, your energy is resonating for a reason. So your guides are saying, trust that, trust the guidance that you're getting. Another thing that the guides want to touch on when it comes to abundance is abundance comes in so many forms through all different avenues. It doesn't, like, for example, let's say even you have manifested a union with a partner, right? Wonderful, right? That it doesn't end there. You're going to receive love from that person. You're also going to receive love from everyone else, because you are now aligned with that love. It wasn't about like locking it down with that one person or locking it down with this one job. No, it was about the energy that you're in now. And then it's about receiving from all sides, right? It's about like, okay, I don't know why the guides are using the analogy of a slot machine. I've never used a slot machine in my life. But I want you to imagine a slot machine where you put a coin in, and then there's all these different funnels that stuff can flow out of and flow to you from. Like an infinite number of funnels that surround you at all times, like a 360-degree slot machine. I know that's such a funny image, but think of it that way, right? The abundance is not, okay, oh my gosh, here's the message. Sometimes it's like I'm like piecing together a puzzle piece with these messages, but it always gets clearer, and you can see me making these realizations, connecting the dots as I channel more. It's that your abundance isn't tied to one person, isn't tied to your union, isn't tied to this accomplishment or that, isn't this. It's not tied to one thing. Those multitude of things in your life, or people, or connections, or whatever blessings, those are manifestations of the energy that is flowing to you, right? So when you let yourself receive from that person or spend that money that you now have a surplus of, you're not going to run out. You're actually going to open more of a flow of it. So yeah, I really feel that that applies to everything. Like, this isn't a message that is just about love or just about career or anything. This is everything. Like, this is actually kind of like a major message that is coming through. Like it's a major message of spirit, like a spiritual message. I really want to read the rest of the card. She spends no time worrying whether her vision will be realized. She knows with unwavering certainty that she is the one in control. This card is inviting you to consciously step into the role of being the leader with your money or your love, or in this instance, everything. In your dance with abundance, it's important to remember that you are the one who's taking the lead. You are the conductor. Abundance follows you. It doesn't lead you. It doesn't control you. It doesn't call the shots. In fact, it's taking cues from you. Even when you feel like you are the one following the abundance, always chasing, always going after it, you are the one initiating the chase by focusing on the lack more than the abundance. Turn your focus to the way that abundance, money, and love ebbs and flows with you. The emphasis is on with, following your command, right? See how it goes to where you point, never putting up an argument. Look for all the ways it is trying to make itself available to you. This is a really strong message here. This is the line they want to highlight. Look for all of the ways that love, money, abundance is trying to make itself available to you. See how it's always working for you and for your highest good. But more than anything, like look for all the evidence that it's available, right? But what I would really encourage you to do is to get into a 5 minutes a day. Like literally, I love sticky notes. I have like sticky notes all over my walls. If I turn the camera, you would just see like a million sticky notes on my wall. But it's because you put visual reminders everywhere. I have like these walls like dedicated to all my sticky notes at my workstation. So when I'm like on my computer, when I'm recording something, posting something, typing something, I just see all of my sticky notes. And it's because the way that you want to retrain your subconscious is to remind yourself of it all the time. On a sticky note or on a piece of paper, write 5-minute gratitude practice. 5 minutes of just focusing on abundance. And everyone says do gratitude practices, right? But I feel like for you, this is going to be really important because this is so pivotal and aligned, right? So spiritual tools that we use, the effectiveness of these tools are always going to depend on what we need at that moment in time. For you, shifting into an energy of abundance, or rather solidifying that shift, because it's not that there's not abundance, it's that you're not fully open to receiving it, right? Remind yourself to focus on it, to be open to it. Even right, like be open to abundance. Like even ask yourself a question. Like I think questions are great for the subconscious mind. How can I be open to abundance right now? And this is not of like name all the good things that have happened in the past, but like right now. So what's happening for you right now in this moment that is going well? Whether you just had a beautiful conversation with your partner, or you just had all this success in your career, you had a great conversation with your coworkers, you just completed a project, whatever it is, what can you be open to receiving right now? And that is going to be the most powerful practice for you. So yeah, that's the end of the message. What a powerful message. You know, I've been wanting to sit down and record for a while now, and I've just been realigning with, you know, content creation. For those of you who follow me on TikTok, I usually make a lot of TikToks, but I've been feeling so called to doing YouTube lately. I just feel like YouTube has such like a comforting energy, you know, like you can sit down, you can talk to everyone, I can talk to you guys and let you know what's going on with me and, you know, everything in my business, in my work, and channel these messages and really just tap into the collective energy. But I feel like it's such like a homely vibe, you know, like it almost feels like we're talking face to face. And I feel like with TikTok, sometimes like there's just so much speed that I feel like I can't fully sit down and fully be present. So yeah, I'm planning to post more in here. Please let me know in the comments how this message resonated with you, because I know this is going to hit home for a lot of people. I can always feel when messages are going to resonate in private readings and collective readings, because there is such a surge of energy. Like it's so strong, like it's so powerful. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought. And of course, subscribe for future content. I'll be putting out more videos. Of course, I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you in the next one.